What is up, everybody? The 49ers Round Check is back with another episode. The regular season, we're going with week one, but guess what? Our guests and our co-hosts, we got 49er King, Antonio, that impersonates Steph Curry, and then we got Brian Cope as one of those special guests, and we got Melissa, and we got my boy, David McNew, my Mormon brother from Utah. What's up, man?
What's up?
What's up with it, man? Man, what a weird week, man. Week one was one of those weird weeks, I swear. Like, it was like I was drinking sour coffee with this defeat. It's just a bad taste on my mouth.
Oh, man, I hate losing, bro. Like we had this game up 10-0, and like we had the momentum and everything. And I remember the announcer, he was like, oh, yeah, the 49ers are controlling this game. The only thing they're not doing is scoring. And, oh, man, that's when we were stuck in mud right there, literally because of the rain. Wish it didn't rain. They need to put a dome over that freaking Chicago, stadium.
Just like the new stadium's going to have a dome.
Yeah, just like their other two division rivals, the Lions and the Vikings got domes. But anyway, as far as the game goes, Trey Lance, he played okay. Like, I don't think he played great. Like, he overthrew a touchdown, and then the two interceptions. He did run for first downs. He did, get some with his arm. He made some throws that were pretty good, but he also messed up. The defense, they didn't play very well in the second half. Lots of stupid penalties. Bad call, like ticky-tack calls, but then like there were some, a couple of our linebackers, Drake Greenlaw, Al Shair, making face mask and. Like right when we had turnover on downs, they grabbed the face mask and called that penalty, and then they end up scoring a touchdown. So that, along with the Lance overthrow for a touchdown, that's 14-point swing right there. Game over, son. 49ers win. But no, we lost to the damn Bears. And this isn't Mike Ditka's Bears of the 80s. This isn't even Lance Briggs and Brian Urlacher's Bears. These are the dreadful Bears. This is like the Warriors losing to the Orlando Magic on opening night.
Man.
Like a title contender team.
Or the Lakers losing to the Kings.
Yeah, them too.
Man, it's like watching the Lakers lose to the fucking Kings when we have no business losing to them. It's like it's that kind of feeling, but yeah. But Melissa, I know you got to say something. I know you got something to say that's controversial. You were more free to say what you got to say.
Okay. I brought it up in the group chat. I believe is where I typed it out. I want to know everybody's thoughts on this whole being scared to get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo business with all these quarterbacks falling. Because now Dak is gone. I believe there's like two other quarterbacks that went down for a while. Zach Wilson's been out, and there's I'm drawing a blank right now because, like I told you guys, I had a really bad situation just happen. But with all these quarterbacks down, do you think that it's okay for the team to keep playing scared? To hold on to Jimmy? To keep holding on to Jimmy just in case Trey goes down, or because you don't want to see a hated rival get Jimmy Garoppolo? It's crazy to me that nobody wants to talk about it, doesn't want people to talk about it. This is the whole point of restructuring his contract to knock him down to make him tradable, and now everybody's acting like it's incredibly naive or stupid to even ponder the idea of getting rid of Garoppolo.
Yeah,
and especially now, which is worse because we lost Elijah Mitchell for I don't know how long. George Kittle's out. We don't know how long. So it's not like there aren't spots on our roster that we have to fill. So I just want to get everybody's thoughts on that.
Well, the thing that sucks about it is our running backs are made of freaking glass. Like, I don't know what it is, but what were you going to say? David Manu, what's on your mind, bro? I know this type of defeat was something that we all got to speak, man.
So, the game was full of unacceptable mistakes. You know, all the penalties on defense. I mean, I can't put this game squarely on Trey Lance's shoulders. He did make a few costly mistakes here and there. But, I mean, I look at our coaches like we're better than this. You know, I mean, all these mistakes, this stuff should have been coached up already. These guys should know what they're doing. We shouldn't be playing that horrible of football. I mean, 12 penalties for 99 yards for a team this good, that is just unacceptable. This is squarely on the coaches, is how I'm looking at it.
Yeah, it's just one of those days, you know, it's ridiculous. But hey, Brian Cope, I know this game probably bothered you the most than a lot of us, right?
Tabor Pepper offsides.
You're breaking up.
You're breaking up, dude.
Is that what you're talking
I
about?
thought it was my Wi-Fi.
Oh, it's your Wi-Fi?
All right,
All right.
No, I thought it was my Wi-Fi.
Okay, what were you going to say, Brian? I couldn't hear, man. I heard, like, the robot.
I was going to try to say, well, the Tabor Pepper.
Tabor Pepper.
Yeah.
When he
that
was
penalty really bothered me.
downfield before, yeah.
Yeah, that.
Oh,
because, like,
down the
that's
field play,
timing.
yeah.
That's all about timing and practice. You know, you should kind of know when the ball's being kicked. I know it's loud back there, but you know, I play special teams. That's one of those things that you kind of have to listen for is that boom, and for him to run down the field before, you know, he's just over anxious. I get it, but it wasn't like Mitch was like dragging out the kick or anything. So I don't know. They just need better timing. I guess.
Man, so yeah, especially that one special team crucial play, like Tabor Pepper, yeah, that one move was kind of stupid. I never understood the part what happened, but yeah. Ooh, we got Roberto. We got our biggest guest for today. I know, Roberto,
Wow.
you're pissed. You're pissed off just like that Niners fan with the rain dropping all over him, man. I know you were that pissed.
Yeah, I was pissed, man. I was disappointed about yesterday, but whatever, man. I'm ready for the next game, man.
Yep, we got Seattle Seahawks, and I know that game's kind of like, but what do you take away from this game alone? Like, just from this defeat, despite us losing, what was the spotlight of this team? So you go first, King.
Oh, the spotlight, man. The running game disappeared after Elijah Mitchell, you know, went down and stuff. And no George Kittle, of course. You know, that was his security blanket, or could have been his security blanket. So that was pretty huge. Freaking Justin Fields only had, 121 yards? Like, that got to be, like, the lowest amount of yards in the Niners' loss ever for an opponent or something.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable, man. The defense played pretty good, man. They had their lapses in the second half, as we all know. But I think they played good enough for us to win. You know, Trey's still young, but at the same time, I can't really use that as an excuse because, hey, like he's been hyped up to be great. So, and I still think he's gonna be great. So he made some throws yesterday that really, you know, gave us the first down and everything. And I like that bomb to Juwan Jennings. I didn't know he had that much speed. To be honest with you, like, you know, like for real, I'm like, oh, yeah, he's a deep threat. I thought he was just a slow guy who's 6'3", you know, who makes tough catches.
Thank you, Antonio. That just cheered me up very much.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of my favorite player, that is the guy that stood out. He was our leading receiver that day. So it's like, remember what happened with the Rams with Allen Robinson? The guy only had one catch for 12 yards. Juwan Jennings, he said, hold my beer. I'll catch 4 passes for 63 yards. Boom. He's already doing better than – so you know what? I'll put a hashtag. Jennings is better than freaking Allen Robinson right now. All right, yeah. So Brian Cope. So who's your spotlight, man?
You know, there's a lot of good players on the team, you know, that did different things. Everybody had something that did well and maybe not so well. The weather really played a factor in it. Debo, I was happy with him until he fumbled. Elijah Mitchell was doing good until he got hurt. And Trey Lance, he looked really calm. he looked really calm. I think he looked too calm, and I think at the end of the game, the whole team really didn't seem like they were pushing. They didn't seem like they had that like, oh, we need to get up to the line. I don't know. It just didn't seem like they had the effort at the end. And I know the rain was making them cold and stuff, but the spotlight player, I'd say Robbie Gold, because he went out there and just made all the kicks that he was supposed to. Other than that, everybody, even Robbie needs to improve a little bit, but everybody else, I think, played a good game. It's just one of those things. It's just weather.
Oh, to take away that, the Bears wish they had Robbie Gold back, because look at their damn kicker. Santos, whatever his name is. He missed how many field goals? The guy missed.
He missed 2 extra points.
CG, that's kind of like a NFC North specialty. The Vikings kickers, the Bears kickers, the double doink in the playoffs that cost them the game. This is what the North is known for.
Yeah, that's true. What John Jay said it best. But Roberto, who was your spotlight of the Niners despite that defeat, man?
Man, I don't know, man. We played like trash, man. Like the defense, man. They ran out of air. I saw Nick Bosa. He got stout, and that defense, man, didn't play that good yesterday, man. It was kind of disappointed, and yeah.
But if you just had to pick one player who stood out to you, like you just picked that one player despite the defeat, man, he did good. It's got to be that guy.
Let me see who was. Who was it? Let me think about it, man. I really don't know, man.
How about that number 29 guy?
Oh yeah. Hufanga, yeah, he.
There you go. See, I got him.
He was the only one that play his heart out. And he played hard out there. The other ones, they were like tired or asleep or I don't know, man. Just yeah, but I think it's whatever because at the end I'm not gonna get that mad. I'm not gonna be that mad anymore because it was a raining day. When it rains, it's hard to play in the rain, and when it's raining. You don't play the same, so it's kind of hard to play in the water. So,
in a way, you're right. In a way, you're.
Yeah. Because when you play in the water, in the rain, it's hard to catch. It's hard to run.
It's hard to hold on the ball too.
Yeah, and then the quarterback, the ball slips out of your hand. It's like you can't hold it that right. When you throw it, you can't hold it at. You can't hold it. The same. When it's not raining.
Well, I mean, the rain is a little different in some ways, but when when you are equipped for this type of situation, you should be able to play through this. But I speak by experience because I do know the difference of playing through the rain and playing through regular weather. Yeah. You got to be more careful with the running part or the way you catch the ball sometimes or whatever ways.
Yeah.
But all right, so for Melissa, she got a spotlight. I know she's got somebody that hasn't got the recognition yet, so I'm pretty sure she's got somebody interesting.
I'm sure this is going to piss people off because my top two are already taken. But I'm going to go Spencer Burford.
Ooh,
yes, he had one false start. Like before everyone jumps on me, yes, I realized the one really bad thing that he did, but he didn't give up any pressures. He put a solid game. And I was really impressed. I mean, this kid has had no continuity with McGlinchey or with Brendel, really, and the entire O-line kind of struggled, whether it was Banks with the letting up pressures and sacks, or it was Trent Williams and Brendel giving also false starts. But overall, we were kind of waiting for this moment, like we were wondering, okay, he's been good in the preseason, but if, like the Colton McKivitz we've had Jalen Moore, we've had Aaron Banks play games before, and like it didn't really translate when it was regular season, so we didn't know what it was going to be like for Spencer. But if I had to pick someone besides Juwan and Talanoa, I would go with Spencer Burford as my spotlight player of the game.
Oh, that's a good sleeper right there. That's definitely a good sleeper. When we look, for David McNews, so what's your spotlight?
Well, all the good sleepers are taken. So
just pick at least one in mind that kind of doesn't get attention. I mean, there's got to be at least a couple players besides the ones we mentioned.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just not much. Just trying to think here. I mean, there's really not.
Yeah.
Well, hold on a second. I mean, Emmanuel Mosley.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, he was on lockdown yesterday.
Yep.
There was going to be another one.
Covering receivers that were garbage, but still, he had him on lockdown.
Yeah.
So
that's a good one.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. There's still plenty to even throw out there. So Mosley is still proven to be a solid starter, but
mostly Hufanga did their thing.
Mosley, Hufanga, and then
who also is probably not getting enough credit?
Who?
Ray.
Oh, McLeod. Yeah, he caught a deep pass, but he was a solid returner. But I felt like we still got to. My only question mark with this game is we didn't even activate Ty Davis Price. I think we need to play. I think he's going to play this week. Danny Gray needs to get out there to give.
I agree that the running backs should have all been activated, especially for a weather game. I think that was silly. But what astounds me more is that Jordan Mason wasn't used more, especially after Elijah Mitchell got hurt. Like I didn't understand that decision not to use him and just keep pushing Jeff Wilson Jr. and hoping to God that Jeff Wilson Jr. with Debo playing wide back was going to be enough.
I mean, Jeff Wilson's not that effective like he used to. He's just more of a physical runner, but doesn't give you those 5 or 4 to 5 yards of carry type runs. Like he'll give you some tough yardage, but I don't know what it is. But I'm hoping next week when we get this running back we got coming up. I mean, Ty Davis Price was inactive because of the special teams, or you think he's getting the Trey Sermon's treatment? I don't know. Because Mason got to be activated. He didn't even play.
I think they called up Malik Turner and Deshaun Gibson, and I think one of them probably dressed, and they decided to keep Ty Davis as the healthy scratch.
I'm hoping that they use him the right time.
Someone we're forgetting about here, the punter. So he was punting in the rain.
Oh, yes, Mitch Witch. I almost forgot that. Thank you.
Rain. I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah, Wisnowski, yeah.
And you know what the best part about Mitch Witch was when he had that huge punt, and then it was called back due to penalty, and then he almost had this same identical kick. It was only off by 5 yards?
Yeah, that's solid.
That was really impressive.
Yeah, sure is.
It sure was.
I mean, and then you look at Travarius Ward's play, that one play where he broke up the pass on one of the receivers. Like, he went physical on that one play. That was outstanding.
Wasn't Travarius Ward also one of the huge penalties on third down that kept the drive alive?
I think it was one of the plays. But if I remember correctly, you had Ebicom who got the sack also, I believe. And then Bosa was actually on a good start, but I think he just wasn't quite the same after the second half because he was looking pretty good. Fred Warner was kind of like a non-existence almost. And then Dre Greenlaw was a penalty killer, man.
Yeah.
Fred had a few good plays, but it's just it was kind of hard because, any good draft that the defense had, it was 3 and out. And then I love Dre Greenlaw, don't get me wrong, but him and Aziz were two of the big players that were either, giving up the gaps or causing some kind of craziness or landing on Justin Fields and having that huge penalty or, the face mask, which maybe I'm just like hoeing for Greenlaw, and I don't want him to get all the blame, but the way I saw it is like his fingers like grazed the top of the mask after somebody else had like touched the helmet first, and then it felt like Greenlaw was just trying to get his feet under him because he was sliding wrong. But that was just like what I thought I saw. So, but yeah, like it was sloppy, and it's sad that we had like 12 penalties, which is even 2 more than Dallas had. So.
Yeah, that was a killer. Like we had like 12 plus penalties for over 100 yards of stuff that shouldn't happen. But here's a good thing that I agree with. Huge shout out to Luigi. Since he's new to the channel, hopefully you enjoy the content. Hopefully you come around more often. But I appreciate your comment. Yeah, I definitely agree. Trey does need to take more shots inside the red zone to Jennings more often. That's if we can get in the red zone. I believe we will. But I want it to come to Jennings in the end zone because we know in the red zone, he is reliable. Jennings in the red zone is money. Jennings on third down is straight money. Like, don't you guys agree or disagree?
I'm a big fan of him. I'm his biggest fan.
But that's why I've been calling him the Clutch King every time anyone has, like, all offseason giving him crap about his drops. Like, this is what he's been proving to do. Twice he came up huge in overtime last year.
Yeah.
He is actually that clutch. It's just it doesn't always show up in practice. But then, like I've been saying, I'd rather have someone who's hot when it comes to the actual games than someone who's a practice king and then wilts when it comes to game time.
Yeah, it is. What? I'm not even watching the game, and it seems kind of.
No,
I don't know.
it got tied 10-10.
I am watching the game, so if I say something that doesn't make sense, y'all know what's going on.
Yeah.
The Seahawks are actually up 17-10 right now with 2:19 left in the second quarter.
Damn.
Well, to answer that question for you, Tommy he can be a douchebag when he wants to, bro. He just likes rubbing people on, bro. That's just his mentality. That's
what is Tommy Huxley doing now?
Tommy Huxley likes to get on under people's skin a lot. That's just his way. Oh, the refs were ass. Oh, I agree. They are ass. They like to wipe their ass.
Yeah, they were trash. So
I don't know. But when you look at the way it is, week one's kind of a strange week. Strange week, strange week, for example. Nobody expected the Chiefs to blow the crap out of the Cardinals.
Oh,
I did.
yeah.
You did? But I thought it was going to be like a little bit of a decent game at least. But
DeAndre Hopkins is gone. And what keeps them hot in the beginning of the year is DeAndre Hopkins.
That's true.
Yeah.
But honestly, who would have thought the Packers would lose to the Vikings?
See him again.
You did? Who thought the Giants would beat the Titans?
That one I got wrong. That one I got so wrong because I do not trust Saquon Barkley with anything, and somehow magically he had 2 or 3 like actual runs.
Yeah.
Man, I never thought this game was going to be like that. Like, all these games were all sloppy. All these games were ugly. Cowboys only scored 3 damn points on Sunday night. To show for. And then the Eagles almost blew away the lead. Like, how the hell do you blow a lead to the Lions? Oh, yeah, we were that victim last year, but we won by 8 points.
You want to talk truly surprising. 5 turnovers for Joe Burrow. And still nearly almost winning in overtime if it wasn't for the defense being sloppy and allowing the Steelers into field goal range.
Yeah, crazy, man. I see the chat going on for the NFC West. They're talking about how this can be a weird week, but yeah, we better get our shit together. Yeah. I knew the Red Pigeons were going to lose badly to the Chiefs because everybody was underestimating Patrick Mahomes.
Because
on top of that, Patrick Mahomes been listening to everyone this whole offseason say he doesn't have Tyreek Hill anymore. He's not going to be the same, and I even said that. So he sat there, he listened to that, he got mad, and he definitely did had something to prove yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, he does have some weapons if you look at it that way, like Juju Swister, and then you got Marquez Scantlin, and then that Sky Moore, and that kid Sky Moore. I heard good things about him, so it's like
he's injured though, but yeah, they would have a good little core right there.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Travis Kelce's still here.
I still think that the real test for the Chiefs is going to come when they're not facing someone as garbage as the Chiefs. I mean,
Oh.
Cardinals. Sorry.
Well, when they play the Raiders, we all know that's a trash team to play for.
Yeah.
I don't care how good Devontae Adams is. He made a bad decision leaving Green Bay. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Really?
Is overrated.
Well, come on, he's going.
But let's be
Yeah.
honest. Would you want to tie your entire future to Aaron Rodgers and have to deal with that nonsense every year, and then be constantly asked about what you think your quarterback is like when he was on drugs all year last year or some other shit like that? Like,
But why would you want
He's
to?
MVP though, back-to-back years.
Why would you want to deal with a franchise that's not going to get nowhere? You could have at least deal with Rodgers. Rodgers is like that big brother you'll just have to put up with anyways, and he'll win you games. Derek Carr, yeah, you may have had some good relationships in college, but that's like that old relationship that was decades ago. Oh,
yeah,
we're going to make this work out
also
again.
got paid, and he's in Vegas, so he doesn't even have to pay taxes the way he would in other states. Like,
Oh, yeah, but he'll enjoy the lifestyle, but he ain't going to win a damn thing in Vegas. And he's talking about them winning the Super Bowls. Oh, hell no, bro. That dude's on crack.
And he called Derek Carr a Hall of Famer.
He called him a Hall of Famer, and then he called him the next Aaron Rodgers. Get off the crack,
no,
Devontae.
He's
we also had Tyreek Hill calling Tua more accurate and a better thrower of the ball than
Than Mahomes.
freaking Patrick Mahomes. Okay?
These were
what
some good hot
receivers
takes.
do when they move on and try to imbue themselves well with their new quarterback.
Yeah.
all the time, man.
Didn't we also have like a huge clip that goes viral every time they want to mock something, and they have Terrell Owens with the tears down his face and saying that's my quarterback with like what, Tony Romo or something? Like, this is nothing new.
This is not. To answer your question, Red Azure, I don't know. I don't think so. If I would know, but I don't go to these. I don't know about that, but man, these are like the interesting weeks. But man, what's going on? Man, Tommy and Ryan going at each other, man. Damn, you guys need to have some therapy together, man. I'm pretty sure you guys can be some good buddies. Come on, man. Okay, so we're gonna get onto that coming week. All right, so the preview. We're going to get on to the Seahawks. I know they're playing Monday night right now. They're playing a decent game. What do you have to expect from the 49ers? And I'll go first. So the rest, the way we had to play against Seattle is we got to, forget about that Bears game. Throw that tape away. Go on to the next game and play the next game with something to prove. Trey Lance, forget about that Sunday's game.
Yeah.
Take that frustration on Seattle because they got a terrible garbage defense, and we got to expose that shit. And as far as all that, we got to take it with something to prove. So, King, let me know, man. Tell me how we got to do against Seattle.
Man, we got to attack all of their weaknesses, man. Just we got to just throw the ball deep. We got to run the ball. We got to play defense. Fred Warner gonna have the linebackers in itself got to have a bounce back game.
Yeah.
So I think we're going home. So I think as long as we limit the turnovers, what I'm saying, we cannot turn the ball over. As long as we do that, we're gonna win for sure. We're much better than Seattle. And Seattle's coming off a short week, because they're playing tonight. So I hope it's a physical game. You know what I'm saying? So. Oh, man. So I'm so ready for that because this Bears game ticked me off so much, man. We have Super Bowl expectations, and we lose to a team that should have a top 4 or 5 pick. I mean, I know we didn't have Kittle and CG's favorite player, Jimmy Ward, but that still should be enough to freaking win this game. With all
Jimmy Ward, man.
Those certain overrated fullbacks did not drop very good passes. Maybe it wouldn't have been as bad as it was.
Oh my God! The juice, the juice.
two of the most supposedly reliable hands on the team, Kyle Juszczyk and Ross Dwelly, had both huge drops when there was no penalties on big drives that could have helped out. Just saying.
Yeah, hey, you check the 100th best player in football?
Ooh. Oh. Who puts a guy like Jimmy Ward at the top 100? The guy's an average safety. There's a whole load of better safeties who can make the top 100. But he's at 96. I'm guessing they like Jimmy Ward. Jimmy Ward's probably the most likable person on earth. Maybe he is like a Jimmy Garoppolo at safety because this guy is made of glass. can't even catch the ball to save his life. If you want to give credit to where it's due, where he did it against Stafford, 2 picks, okay, give him his props. But I bet you if he didn't get those 2 picks, they would just look at him as an average safety and nothing more. So, yeah, I'm still keeping that same energy because I am a Jimmy Ward hater, and I don't understand what this fan base sees in this guy. This guy's overrated in my opinion.
Can I just say something to kind of help your point? Do we really think that Jimmy Ward would be in the top 100 if he didn't have those 2 huge interceptions in week 10 against the Rams?
I think he wouldn't even make the list because that's what everybody's talking about is those 2 picks, the pick 6 and the interception. I think that's what pretty much put him up there because Stafford threw him the ball as his go-to receiver. And then in the NFC Championship game, he got one of those interceptions, I believe. If it wasn't for Stafford's expense, maybe he wouldn't make the list.
Yeah, Stafford's terrible. He's garbage. Mr. Interception King right there. That's the Russell Westbrook of the NFL right there.
God damn. Okay, so for David, what do you did you say anything about this matchup or not yet?
The Seahawks?
Yeah, we're going to discuss that one. Yeah.
Well, right now I'm watching them play, and they're actually not looking bad. But then again, it's game 1. They're playing against the Broncos, so this is probably their Super Bowl. So they're going all out right now. And I mean, it's there's 17 seconds left in the half, and that's 17-10 Broncos driving.
So Broncos are up by.
No, 17-10 Seahawks.
Whoa! Damn. So
like I said, their Super Bowl, and the Broncos are going to kick a field goal.
Dude, this is ridiculous. This is a weird week, bro. We cannot start the season 0-2, bro. If Seattle is what they are and everybody's sleeping on them, bro, we're going to look like the shit of the damn team, bro. This is a crazy week, bro. NFC West coming up tomorrow, bro. If this is what's going to happen, if Seattle wins this freaking game, bro, dude, me and AZ and freaking Payo are going to have a fucking hell day, bro.
I know Swallow's going to be eating this up if they win.
But, dude, he's going to be hyping it.
I am 1 game over 500. I normally miss. I normally have 2 or 3 losses per week. I am 1 game over 500 right now. That's how crazy yesterday was.
Yeah. So. Well, to be fair, I think Seattle's only playing decent or is playing really good is because my boy Sam Dog's out there. But since he's not going to Santa Clara or San Francisco, I think Seattle's going to look like a different team. Yeah. Sorry, Sam Dog. I know you've been on every Seattle game, and I know that's what you go for, man. And I know you're like that lucky charm for the Seattle. But once they come to the Niners Stadium, I think that little lucky charm is going to be a different situation. I just like throwing the name out there. That's my boy Sam Dog, but yeah.
Can I just
does he have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, Sam Dog, the infamous
content.
Yeah, he does.
He's the only YouTuber I know that can go to a game and is dang near guaranteed a victory. Then
no, he goes on every.
Most of the YouTubers I know go to games and their team ends up losing. I mean, there's like a curse going on.
Well, he's actually streaming the game live right now, like in person.
Oh,
him and Norcam are out there, I think, and quite a few other guys. Oh, Brian Cope is back. We got our kicker back, man.
That's right, because special teams matters.
Yes, it does.
So we'll look at it this way, man. But so what were you gonna say? My bad.
I was gonna jump in before I get dropped again with Wi-Fi. I used to say Jimmy Ward was called Hospital Ward a lot because he was always injured early. So I know the last couple of seasons he's been staying, healthier, but that was his big knock. I like the guy, but every time he goes down, I say Hospital Ward. And then I didn't see the one pass that Juice missed, but I seen the one that got overthrown by his head on the sideline. It was thrown behind him, and he was trying to dive in front of the first down, but I'll have to go back and watch that. But Dwelly,
it's on the sideline.
Yeah, so at the end of the game, when the rain started really, really, really bad, I know he got a shot. It was like the fourth quarter, and that one was thrown behind him and over his head. He didn't even have a shot at it. So if it hit his hands, I didn't see that one. But I don't know why they didn't use him earlier, because if Jeff Wilson Jr. wasn't putting out what we think he should have been putting out or doing better, then they should have went to somebody different. They should have used a different option. They already used Debo like 8 times. So for them to keep using him, I just don't understand why they didn't use somebody else like Juice, and then for Mason to be active and then him not get used. But the whole time, the Niners thought they were going to win the game. They were very complacent. They were like, we have 10 points. We're doing it. The defense is doing okay. But those penalties kept adding up. And after those penalties added up so much, they were getting points off of us, and they kept scoring. They put 19 points up, and we didn't answer one. And again, it's just we got too comfortable. When Mitchell got hurt and then Kinlaw got hurt, it changed the game. Both sides of the field.
Yeah, the question about Kinlaw,
he came back in though, didn't he?
I think he's been out of this game, but I'm hoping next week
he
he
came back
plays.
in because I remember Tommy Huxley giving me crap in DMs, and then he was like, "Oh shoot, never mind, I spoke too soon."
Yeah, Kinlaw got hurt early, and then he came back into the game, but he wasn't the same afterwards, and he didn't come back until later. I think his ankle was bothering him or something because he didn't have the same push. And that's one thing too. Kinlaw and Armstead was letting everybody run right through him. Both
Damn, Armstead's better than this, man. That's my problem with Armstead, bro. Quit playing that softy shit.
Like
the green giant softy.
Yeah. I know he does a lot for Sacramento, and he does a lot for the Niners and stuff. And he's been on our team one of the longest.
He's a good person.
Yeah, he's a good person, but if you can't stop the run, we might have to look elsewhere because they're running right at him.
Yep.
Yeah, I was hoping they brought in my boy Kevin Atkins, but they didn't bring him into the practice squad. So I don't know. Ridgeway kind of seemed decent, but we need to see more of the other guys. Like Givens, I don't know. He's just an undersized guy, but he seems like an reception went off again.
Yeah.
Crazy you would want Seattle to get Bryce Young. Man, everybody maybe this is just a crazy week, and maybe this is just those teams like the Bears and Seahawks. They get their.
I have an opinion on that.
Okay.
My opinion is they're playing hard because Pete Carroll's still pissed about Russell Wilson, and a lot of those players have been there. Maybe like the Tyler Lockett's and the DK Metcalfs are kind of pissed off that they're left with just Geno Smith and Locke. So this is kind of like their Super Bowl, and I think it's going to be a lot like you remember how in 2019 we came up big against the Saints because it was like the last big game of that big stretch where they called it the gauntlet, and we weren't supposed to survive or win any of those games or be in any of those games. You know how we all were like so high and we were like, there's no way we're going to lose to the Falcons or struggle against the Falcons. We're so high and we believed in our team. And then it was like that big letdown. I think it's just kind of like dominoed further and further and further. I think the Seahawks are going to be like that. I think this is like their big moment to be like, Russ, you're coming to our house. We're not going to let you win in our house the first time we ever meet up again. And I think push comes to shove, somebody gets hurt, something I'm not wishing for it, but it's the Seahawks. They have these things happen. And I think it's going to be a disappointment for them. But I think more than that, I think we didn't lose to the Bears, in my opinion. I'm not taking away from what they did well, but I think that the penalties killed a lot of drives. They kept a lot of drives open. They kept the defense tired because it was rainy and it was sloppy and it was crazy, and it kept winding them. And I think without all those extra factors, if they can clean up the penalties, if they can finally let the offensive line gel together so there's no more false starts and there's no more crazy rain, so it's harder to hear what Trey's calling out, I think all that kind of cleans up and the Seahawks aren't to be worried about. But I think that the one thing that we have to worry about is that the team doesn't correct the mistakes and we're like the Cowboys and we're just repeating the same mistakes over and over again.
Man, that's just I'm just hoping it's one of those weeks because, it's just strange weeks. But, man, Seattle wins this game. This can go down as one of Russell Wilson's dumbest decisions because, honestly, the Broncos have paid this guy They gave him a big ass contract.
Yeah.
They're pretty much banking in on Russell now. But if he can't beat Seattle, that's not going to look good on him.
But I also think it's because they don't want to be like the Colts, where they're just picking up the next vet that's unhappy or them the
That's
last
true.
leg of their career, and they're trying to sell the franchise and the fan base to buy tickets with just another new quarterback and hope to God they get 2-3 years out of him. So even if Russ doesn't play well, I think the Broncos are just finally happy to not have to be selling Joe Flacco, Teddy Bridgewater, Drew Lock, and all these other disappointments they've had as vets and rookies come in that didn't live up to the hype.
Yeah, what is it with these Colts? They get a lot of these AARP quarterback, man. They're like coming at it. They're going to go to retire. They're going to retire in the next couple of years. So do they really think that Matt Ryan's going to play another year? I think he's going to retire after this season. Hey, you ever seen that Tom Grossi video where the Niners make a phone call and then they make a phone call on the Colts and then the Colts say, wait, next year? Like the Colts are like, hey, the Colts are a good destination for senior citizen quarterbacks. Hey, Rivers got to play his last year there. I mean, Carson Wentz, if not for the injury or for whatever reason, he would have stuck around, but they wanted to keep going with this quarterback carousel. Now they get old man Matt Ryan. Ooh, man. I just like how this is going with the Colts. Like, they're not committed.
How about that tie yesterday? I mean, who saw that coming?
I didn't see that coming.
I saw them losing. I didn't see them tying.
Oh, man.
I really thought that Lovie Smith was not going to blow his third chance at being a head coach after losing Tampa to, what was it, Cutter or something. And then he lost the Bears as well. So I believe in Lovie Smith.
Yeah. He likes that video. Yeah, that Tom Grossi video was funny as hell. But
and I also think that Frank Wright actually chokes a lot.
Frank Wright, maybe he should go play quarterback then, since the Colts are not committed at quarterback. Might as well. Like,
Colts,
what is he
walking through that door?
Wasn't he like Mr. Comeback for the Bills at one point?
Yep.
The biggest comeback in NFL history, where they were down by 32 points and they won against the Oilers. Shit. They don't call him right for no reason. But yeah, it's crazy. Hey, my boy Coach Dante, we got the Texan fan. He must have been excited for that tie, even though he wanted to win so bad. But it is what it is. Like, it is what it is. It is what it is. But man, the weeks. I'm just hoping week 1 is one of those weeks, and then it goes to reality. I'm hoping this seems like a preseason week 4. Does it seem like preseason?
Is there any free agent running backs that you could see the team picking up just to have another big body there or something?
I don't think. I think we're going to.
Running back.
Running backs. I think there's quite a few out there, but I think we're going to stick with our guys. We're going to probably let. No, he's been cut. We're thinking of.
Was picked up by Philly.
Yeah, he was picked up by Philly.
He wasn't active yesterday. I'll say that right now. So
Ty Davis Price.
Hey, can I speak on this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Both of our third round picks, Danny Gray and TDP, they didn't even play. Like, come on now, those are just high picks right there. They're supposed to be utilized. And I know maybe I'm like Danny Gray's super fast, so maybe he thought, he can't run in that mud or whatever. You gotta just have him out there, man. We need all the weapons we can get.
Yeah.
You know, like he can open it up, especially since Kittle is not there. So somebody gotta open up with speed. You know, so Danny Gray would have been that guy.
Can we just put Ray at the? Yeah. Can we just put Ray on special teams mostly for this game, so we can put Danny Gray against Seattle, at least? Danny Gray's gonna be good.
Well, it would be nice to have him out there stretching the field for everybody else. I mean, and yesterday in the rain, I seriously doubt he would have been effective because of the rain and, long passes, speed, rain, it just doesn't mix. But this next game against Seattle at home, I don't want to see Malik Turner activated. I want to see Danny Gray on the roster. And I mean, Elijah Mitchell's obviously going to be put on the, IR because he's out for at least probably 8 games at
months.
this point.
Yeah, 2 months.
And
I want to see Ty Davis
so-
Price play.
Yeah.
Where he'll be active, but the question is, does Shanahan start Wilson or does Shanahan start Mason? I honestly, I would like to see Mason start because Wilson's a good third down back. He is not a primary runner though.
No, Wilson at this point, I feel is more like a substitute back where he's good to come in to give other guys like a break if they're winded or if they need to like change up their cleats or just to give you that one like little burst if you need like some short yardage or something, or to be that that guy that they fake it to someone else and then they give it to Jeff Wilson and then no one's looking at Jeff Wilson because they don't see him as a threat. But to be your main back, I think is actually really irresponsible of Shanahan if he does that again.
Man, so we're going to need Kittle. I'm hoping Kittle is playing. They said he would either play this week or miss the following week.
We got to play, man. We need him. We need him out there.
Hey, what happened? Did Russell? I guess this Seattle fan hates Russell Wilson now. What did Russell do?
And
What
I
did
like
Russell
him
do?
now.
Did he score a touchdown?
No,
Did Russ score a touchdown for the Broncos?
They're starting the third quarter. I think the Broncos do get the ball to start the third quarter though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was confused by this guy because he said, "Oh, I hate Wilson now."
Jumping to that comment about who's going to start, I think it's going to be Wilson. The reason I think it's going to be Wilson is because Shanahan's familiar with him. Now, as far as
he
being
trusted him.
the featured back, he might only start the first play. And then they start, doing running back by committee, but he's going to be probably the guy starting. And I like what you said, Melissa, is like basically when he is forgotten about, that's when he's utilized. So if he's on the field and they're not using him and then he sneaks away and then they can throw the ball to him because no one's looking at him, that's when he's in his prime. That's when he's doing really good.
But he's also older and he's very, very...
He's not much older. He's still under 30.
No, but I mean, he's like older than the guys that we just picked up in the last 2 years, is my point. And then he has all the injuries, which makes him a bit older than what he actually is. So, for me, I love Jeff Wilson Jr. I think the Patriots game where he took over was one of my favorite games, but even in that game, he got injured. So I don't think he can be that main cow back that gets the tough yards and tough games and tough weather. And I don't think it's really even fair for Shanahan to be putting him in that position to be like Jeff Wilson carry us, because most of the time Jeff Wilson gets driven back 5 to 10 yards because he doesn't have that kind of motor and energy the way that he used to.
Oh, you know what? Since we're going with this running back topic, who do you guys feel like is going to be the guy to step in? Because the game we had against the Bears, we didn't even see much of it. Are we going to see something different at running back, or are we just going to try to be cute and try to get Debo in more as a running back like we just did against the Bears?
I think Shanahan has to pull a Detroit and be like, you know what? I'm just going to go and put in the young guy and hope to God that he can play. I think you have to rip off that Band-Aid. I think you can't keep going Debo juice, Wilson,
Yeah.
Debo juice, Wilson. You can't keep messing with it. You got to let these guys either sink or swim. And if you're not going to do it now, when are you going to do it? In the Chiefs game? You're going to do it against Tampa? You're going to do it when you're deciding the playoffs? This is the time to test these guys out.
Yeah, but I feel like this is going to be something that we all can figure out because we don't know what's going to happen for this game. So it's when I think of it at this point, we're going to play some physical teams, and everybody underestimates Seattle, but they are pretty well known to be physical. So we're going to need somebody who can take those tough hits, right? Why not Ty Davis Price? We drafted kid. Don't give him the Trey Sermon treatment at this point. Let the guy play, at least.
Play him, man. Let him use that beefy body, man.
So you rather have Ty Davis Price than over Jordan Mason?
Yeah,
I want Mason for sure. I want to see what he could do, but we invested this Ty Davis Price guy. We gotta at least see what he can
pick.
at least split the carries.
I'm not questioning that. I was curious that because everyone really loves Jordan Mason, so I was wondering if that's how much you believed in this third round pick that you would rather take him over the guy that's kind of shown off so far.
Well, Jordan Mason's actually shown flashes that he just doesn't shy from contact for sure, and he shows patience. That's what I like about him. But in all perspectively, I just want a running back who can stay freaking healthy. And man, Rudy, for once, bro, I want to see you trash the Cowboys or the Raiders, bro. Anytime I see you talk shit about my Niners constantly, bro. I don't give a damn about your damn Rams for whatever reason, bro. I had a good little short laugh about your Rams, and I moved on. Now I'm already clowning the Cardinals because the Cardinals had terrible attendance.
Yeah,
did you see the Cardinals attendance? That was terrible for the Ring of Honor. For the Ring of Honor? Are you serious?
Wait, who went in the Ring of Honor?
One of the Cardinals owners, like the late owners, and I guess none of the fans even were in attendance. Like, man,
the thing is that they were getting like pounded.
They were getting pounded.
Yeah,
the fans just left. I mean, they just gave up and left. I mean, that's like. I don't get it. I mean, if I was at a 49ers game and we were getting beat, I would stay and watch the whole game. That's me. I'm a fan.
But did that also happen last?
I can't call them fans.
Did that also happen last year when Megatron went into the Ring of Honor and because he was with the Ford family, the fans actually booed while he was getting his whole big ceremony at halftime, and then they literally started walking out because they were down so much and missed the last 2 minutes because they all just quit.
I don't know why they did that, but it is kind of weird. Yeah. Oh no, you got to clown the Raiders. Come on, man. I want to see a little bit of something different, man. I get tired of your Niner hate, bro. It's like, man, dude, it gets kind of tired. You know, I like to mix up my stuff sometimes. Well, I did the Cardinals for today. I did Cardinals. I did that one Cardinal video just because I wanted to throw it out there. Sometimes I'm going to throw some shots at the Cardinals, and I'm going to throw some shots at the Seahawks or any other team.
He throws a shot at the Cowboys. There you go.
Dude, I was taking shots at the Bears all week, bro.
Cowboys season is already over.
Was it just me, or when you guys watched that game, did it look like Jalen Ramsey didn't give a shit just because he has his ring now? He doesn't have to play as hard.
No.
Or maybe because that Gabriel Davis is a good receiver.
I'm not questioning the Bills being good. I'm like saying that defense looked flat, like super flat. Like I know Bobby Wagner had like a good few hits and stuff, but like Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, like it really looked insanely flat. And now that you are down both of your centers and your left tackle is injured, it's just.
You know what's even crazy about that game is everybody's underestimating Gabriel Davis, man. That guy's pretty phenomenal. Like, if you saw that playoff game, that divisional playoff against the Chiefs, I think he almost had 200 yards. Yeah. And they lost, but still.
Him and Stephon Diggs over there, man.
Austin Knox is nothing to sneeze at either.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the Rams' loss was more kind of like respectable compared to us, yeah.
Yeah, the Rams lost to a Super Bowl contender. We lost to someone that's contending for a top 5 pick.
Let me guess. Was it 49er Miners? Was it 49er Miners that made a video about you? Because I remember one of them did a video about you. Yeah, I remember they did a video of you. Did Rombo make a video about you? Because I know Rombo loves talking about you, man. Him and Big Show like to talk a lot about this guy a lot.
Big Show?
There's a certain content creator I know who always haunts certain people.
That guy does not know nothing about the Niners, bro. No disrespect to Big Show. And why you come up with a name after a wrestler, bro? He ain't no freaking Big Show. There ain't nothing big about you.
Well, like
I'm the real Big Show because I put on the show.
Yeah.
I'm the real Big Show up in here.
Yeah.
I'll give you a show tonight. I'll give you the show tonight.
The Rombo show has been on since like 2014, and when first they started having call-in shows, people were getting nicknames. So you got a lot of different old school callers like Big Show and TNT and Ultimate Warrior. even Roberto right here. You know, I remember seeing him.
Ultimate
calling
Warrior? There's one called Ultimate Warrior?
Yeah.
There's
Oh.
a couple different wrestlers, you know, and there's just people like us who call into the
Oh,
show.
the wrestlers then. Okay, I get it.
They got nicknames, and I don't know a whole lot about wrestling, so I never asked for a nickname or anything. I like,
Ooh.
The Big Show. Yeah.
They could have called me. They could have called me the bully.
Yeah, the bully.
that's why he's called that, you know, because in the chat his name's not Big Show, it's his regular name. So I mean,
Yeah.
you know, some people, they give him a really hard time because he comes in and he's negative. I find it funny because when I'm talking, people think I'm Big Show, and I don't know, maybe it just sound like him, but I'm not.
Oh yeah, I guess in a way you do sound like him. Doesn't he sound like him?
But,
I've never
you know,
watched that show once in my life, and I never plan to, so I couldn't tell you.
Oh, you
know,
don't care for
he's one of
Rambo?
the best shows.
No.
One of the best shows out there, and because of Rambo, he's what helped start all this other YouTube stuff. He's
I'm
the
not.
channel out
I'm
there.
not saying that he's not a good guy. I'm not saying that he inspired Nothing But Niners, and Nothing But Niners inspired other people. And I'm not saying he hasn't been doing it the longest. It's just I think I tried once right after like Niners All Day existed, and then it broke up. And I was trying to look for that like other pod besides Nothing But Niners to watch, and it's just the negativity and just the crazy chat and the.
So
it
you're
just
in a lot
never
of
appealed to me.
No, but Nothing But Niners. Mike never had a problem with Rambo. He just didn't like how Rambo flaked on him.
No.
Rambo technically. Rambo technically.
Wait. I'm not saying that Mike had an issue with Rambo, or he has the utmost respect for Rambo, and he always gives him credit. I'm saying for me, when Niners All Day, like that was the other, like I had 2 pods when I first started watching podcasts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Niners All Day broke up. Jason Ponte and Bronze and Dre, they had like some kind of falling out. I was looking for that second big show, and this is the other second big show that I had heard about.
Yeah.
I tried it out kind of for like a few minutes. I couldn't get into the energy, and I just never went back again. And the more I heard people say about it, the more I was like, you know, I really never wanted to give this another shot again.
I wanted to get it. I wanted to at least bring in that guy, that all day Braun guy. I wanted to bring him on my show, but he always seems not interested at the moment. So I'm trying to get the big name over here too.
And the reason I recommend you going back and, you know, just trying it again, because what more fun is when you're calling into the show, because he's a radio show. He's a call-in show, so he'll let you talk for 5 minutes, and you can talk about anything you want. And then other people, if you do listen to the chat, you know, they'll start talking about what you're talking about. The chat in his stream is very crazy. I recognize a lot of people, you know, from his chat that go to other people's chats and stuff.
Yeah.
And there is some negative people in his chats. He's got a lot of trolls, but he tries to keep everybody in line. But Melissa, I really recommend you going back and calling in. I call in almost all the time, anytime. And
if he were to collaborate on my channel, then I would, bro. But I just don't have interest for Rambo at this point, bro. He has to come on my show at least.
There's a personal issue with a friend of mine that used to be a big caller on that show, and she got bullied for being a Shannon stan. And that's the other major reason why I don't go on Rambo's show.
Well, his followers do tend to like take his side more, and if you are against the Jimmies or any other people, they do have a different agreement. But like you said, he's a well-known guy. He's been doing it for years.
Yeah.
He's the original, which we got to give credit.
Yeah.
But the one thing I question most about Rambo at this point is why he doesn't even take the time to go on other people's channels to help one another. He doesn't seem to do it that way. Like, at least Greg Cohen puts more out there. I'll give credit where it's due. But you want to reunite everybody.
Yeah.
Right, and I agree. And I've seen him in the past go on other people's channels, but for the last couple of years, he hasn't been doing it. He hasn't been doing like a lot of his midday videos or anything. So I don't know if something changed in his personal life or something, but I have seen him, you know, because I've done a live video with him like 2017. So I know, you know, he does them with people, but it's just, I don't know, maybe something changed or something. I'm going to talk to him and ask him myself, because I like those videos when he's talking to you or he's talking to somebody else, and you get just like what you said, Grant Cohn does it, or, you know, so and so does it.
Well, he needs to get back to that formula. That's where people
Guys,
will come.
I got
Like,
a job.
okay, all right, we're gonna end the
Night,
stream.
all. It was fun.
All right, it was fun. All right, we're going to end the stream, guys. We'll talk another week, but it was pretty fun. We were all getting interested with this. But I'll catch you guys later. We'll see you guys next week.
All right.
It was a blast. But as far as what you said about Rambo, I like Rambo in some perspective. It's just he needs to get back to the formula like he used to do. maybe that's what I'm missing, because when I watched him in the early years, he definitely did have a good way to interact with the fans, but not so much lately, you know? That's what I'm saying.
Well, I don't want to speak for him, but I do notice that, you know, he does get a lot of hate about Jimmy. And he's got a lot of people that go in there and bash him just for that. So
Yeah.
maybe he stepped back because of that. I don't know, but
That Miller guy bashed him on one of his call-in shows, which was crazy. I still got that video.
yeah, he gets bashed a lot by people, and he sits there and takes it, and then he'll defend Jimmy and his personal opinion, and that's what I appreciate about him is he'll let you say what you got to say, and then he doesn't change his thought.
Well, I guess I'll give credit for Rombo for taking a lot of that, but if it were towards Grant Cohn, he'll fucking remove you. Nah, he ain't gonna deal with that. He's gonna say you're out. If you're not Javon Kinlaw or any other buddy, then he ain't gonna let that go. Yeah.
Hey man, thanks for having me on. Sorry I was in and out so many times, but appreciate it, and thanks for talking to all you guys. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Good
Yeah.
seeing you again,
All right,
Roberto.
man.
All right.
We're already
All right,
past the
y'all.
hour mark. We'll catch you guys later. As always,
All right, man.
the 49ers round check is out, guys. Peace.
Peace.
Go Niners.